since oh, okay. Because we're talking about the pandemic. It has really it was really bad and bad thing for that time for us, because it made us really totally depressed, to be honest. And I think I have to agree to that. And to be honest, it started like 2 years ago when it became clear that the pandemic will come to an end soon and everything will turn back to normal again. And that wasn't like some kind of effect that brought especially myself to life again. Because it's so bad, because I'm the guy who writes the music, and also for I have the studio, and I also do all the production work and the arrangement and so on. And so if I don't feel good, it's not a good thing for the band. I'm sorry, we're only human.
And in Teufel's Namen is the first album with Max on drums. So what did he add to the creative process of the new material?
I think he's a great influence, because he's one of the few drummers that really understands our music and understands the feeling behind it. Because Megaherz, right from the start, the idea of forming Megaherz was combining machines and humans, like machines and handmade guitars. And this is something that reflects in all the percussive elements of the music, especially in the drums. And as a drummer, most drummers are trying to play too much, and we need this kind of static element that comes from the drums, that this machine-like element, that's very important for us. And Max really understood that and made it really perfect.
And there is a special limited edition of the new album with 6 bonus tracks. So what can we find on this extra CD?
Basically, it's a orchestral or cineastic remake, or these are cineastic remakes of known Megaherz tracks, of tracks that have already been released. This was something that I really enjoyed a lot, because I love film music, and I love especially music that had been written for trailer music. This huge sounds with this big impact and this totally weird sick keyboards, and I always thought, well, I remember me sitting in the cinema and being blown away from that big Hollywood blockbuster trailers. I really thought to myself, that would be a great idea to combine with metal, with our music. From that point on, I tried to bring that influence into our music.
And in the title track, you criticize the Catholic Church for its hypocrisy. What events influenced the creation of these lyrics? Because I remember that when I spoke to Hannes Brown from Kissing Dynamite, he mentioned that Germany was shaken by a pedophile scandal.
Yeah, that's right. But that's only one side of the story. It's not only I guess you're talking about in Teufels Namen. It's not only about the church. It's basically about society itself. And church, of course, is always a nice topic to talk about, because it shows how bad it can be, how worse it can get, and but it's not only about criticism on the Catholic Church or religious communities in general. It's also criticism to society itself, because I guess every one of us is following and trying to achieve his own goals. And I think everybody should, if he's aware of it or not, and some certain point, has got to think about how much do I care about other people, how much, meaning how much or how much do I care about other people, and how much do I give a shit about other people. The most important thing is to get the stuff I want, and this is so we mean you have to ask yourself the question: how much are you in the devil's name or not? You know, it always has to be a nice balance, because society needs this power to be pushed on and to achieve its goals. But it's, you know, you should care about the other people, your neighbors, your friends, and society itself.
You also raise an interesting issue in these lyrics, looking the other way. How is that some people looked away from this kind of situations like pedophilia? They do not want to know anything about it. They choose to, basically, it's not their business.
Basically, I guess the Catholic Church knew about it all the time, because you can't hide it inside this community. I mean, it happens, and somehow somebody gets to know it, but he doesn't say a word, or maybe he tells his chief priest. I don't know the name, but they won't make it open to the public because it's so embarrassing. And I guess maybe we as members of such religious communities don't want to see it as well, because it can't be that way. You know, it's our mental and our soulful leaders. They can be that bad. They can be that devilish in ruining kids' lives, you know, in such a horrible way. It's something that is so not imaginable that you know.
And the cover of the new album is both eye-catching and provoking, because we have a smiling Pope on a throne of guns. So you think that with his talk of Putin and Zelensky should shake hands and make amends, the Pope chose to stand aside? Did he chicken out, prolong the war?
Well, it's not especially about this situation. Basically, I wanted to have something very different. I mean, the whole idea was not to. I mean, the cover, you know, it's not a typical Megaherz cover. It could be a cover of a power metal band as well. I don't know. And the idea came from it all came from the idea of creating a platform. So it was not as much of for creating some kind of a feeling or atmosphere with the cover, which also happens, and it's great, of course. But the first idea was to create a platform to fill with symbolism, as much symbolism as we probably can. And the cover, the artwork you see on the cover was actually not the first one. It was the second one. The first one we did is in the centerfold of the booklet. So there you can see the original idea of the whole artwork. It's basically the same, Lex sitting on this iron throne, but it's packed with symbolism, like these two women, and like, you know, the band holding guns, or a Bible, or a skull or something. And you know, when we do artwork, we always, not only when we do artwork, also when we write lyrics, we also have this twink of an eye, this little humoristic side of it. And in this case, you know, because we're all Game of Thrones fans, and I said to the graphics designer, okay, look, I want this, and I said, and I sent him the picture of the first season of Game of Thrones, and which was exactly this cool guy sitting on the Iron Throne. I said, I want this atmosphere. I want an Iron Throne that looks like Game of Thrones, but it's not made of swords, but of modern assault weapons. And I think it came out really nice.
Yeah.
If that's the right word.
At the very beginning, the gun from resembles me, the one from the Game of Thrones.
Of course, because we all love it too. We
And also the topic of conspiracy theory devotees comes up in Der König der Dummen. So why in recent years we have so many this kind of people? Who is to blame?
I don't know. Maybe there's something in the water. I don't know. It has been so weird because, you know, we as musicians during the pandemic, we had to sit at home and wait till it's finished, you know, and so we were giving our lives and you know, not having the most important things. You know, those we were missing the most important things, the things we were living for. And during this situation, it was so weird to hear people talking about so many stupid things in such a serious way. This is totally unbelievable. And, you know, and the König der Dummen is, you know, it's the attempt to write a song about it, to get rid of this weird feeling. That's basically the idea why it had to be written. We had to get rid of this shitty feeling of this of these people going totally mad.
So you couldn't go to tours, you couldn't do a concert, shows. So what did you do?
Nothing. Basically, I was me personally. Basically, I was trying to work, but to be honest, during the pandemic, everything. I mean, I created a lot of stuff, but it was basically all bullshit because the time was so depressing. I hear a lot of musicians, you know, in the public talk about that it had been so great and they had been so creative and they took the chances. I wouldn't say that that's not true, but I also know the stories. Those a lot of people tell me when the lights, you know, when there's no camera, and this is, you know, this is something that I really, you know, it wasn't a good time for musicians.
And in Poland, we have loud and annoying TikTokers who talk populist stuff and duplicate wild theories and gained high popularity. Is it similar in your country? Because Alles Arschlocher suggests it.
I hope it will not stimulate my country because there are already too many people there, like the AfD, who, like, you know, who put oil in the flame to you know, to in I don't know what's going on there in their minds. I have no idea, and well, I don't know. You know, this is maybe it's a nice side of democracy, to be so free and to you know, of course it's important to have the will of free word and stuff, but on the other hand side, there are, if you're mean people, if you're weird mean people, you can use that to spread your word, and you will always, with this populistic speeches, you will always find some weirdos who you know, like this and that statement, and help you grow in that way. And this is a very dangerous thing. I mean, just think back. Basically, it's pretty similar to what the Nazis did.
So Is there a limit to what we should question? Because in Freigeist you say, well, I'll question everything.
No, but you have to use your brain. I mean, it's there's a difference between being free to say everything and talking about bullshit. The problem was you hear this a lot, this conspiracy guys, they say, oh, they trying to shut us down, they trying to forbid us to talk about what we want. It's not that, it's not that we wanna that everybody wants to cut this right. I mean, if you're saying the same bullshit on and on, you have to be aware that there are some people who say, now come on, you have said it already enough times. Now shut up, we can't hear this bullshit anymore. And this is not the same. This is not cutting the right to free speech.
And the album also touches on topics such as depression, but the album itself ends up with optimistic Auf dem Weg zur Sonne. So you didn't want the album to end with depression notes?
Definitely. We thought this is the perfect song to lead those, to guide you to the end of the album. It doesn't make no sense to leave the people in depression,
Especially after Ich hasse.
Yeah, well, Ich hasse was basically, I mean, it's not me meant. I mean, this is like some kind of irony, it's, don't take it too serious. Basically, Ich hasse was leftover lines from Menschenhasser, and I heard it, and I wanted to create this Freddie Mercury moment for Alex. And and this is why Ich hasse, we never did an epilogue to a song, and in this moment it felt right, so I like it.
And on previous albums we could find the tracks inspired by old fairy tales, but not this time. Why?
It not always happens. Basically, we did that a lot, and sometimes sometimes this idea comes to your mind and sometimes another, and this time no fairies.
And the album is getting positive reviews, and it is teeming with various comparisons, sometimes not so obvious, like Moonspell or Paradise Lost or Killing Joke. Are you happy to create material that is so difficult to pigeonhole?
I don't know. It's always so funny for me when people tell me, oh, this song sounds like blah blah blah, and this song sounds like the other one. I always go with, huh? What do you mean? Ah, that's interesting. Let me check. I never thought about it. So it's really nice to see this material work in people's minds, to make them think about and find other parallel songs, that's maybe have elements that seem to be in another song. That's really nice, because that's what art is about. We should, every artist should inspire the other.
And do you think that the whole industrial genre gives musicians a lot of creative freedom? Because if you, for example, play death metal, you need to play heavy music. You can't play a ballad. If you're creating a doom metal, then you can't create an optimistic song. But with industrial, you can do whatever the hell you want.
I don't think so. I don't think that any style of music limits you to anything, because it's yourself. You are the creator, and I don't know if you. I have been in a project that is like was in the 2000s. It's called Betray My Secrets, and it's a combination of death metal and ethnic music. it's very, very interesting, and it was a lot of fun doing it. So, you know, you can combine the weirdest things with music as long as it works for you. And in this project, it really had for us. So, and we even in death metal, there are slower songs. Why shouldn't there be ballad-like songs? I mean, it's up to your state of mind when you're doing this. It can carry your spirit even if it's a untypical song for you. So, you know, we should always, as musicians, we should always try to evolve our style, to bring in new stuff. And this is what I really miss with the new bands of Neue Deutsche Härte. Sometimes for me, it seems like they're writing their songs in the point of view of fans, you know, of wanting to be like one another, and that's totally a wrong attitude. Just do what you think that is cool, and don't have a special band in mind for that.
And aren't you annoyed by the constant comparisons between the other bands from Neue Deutsche Härte to Rammstein? Because both Megaherz and, for example, can sound completely different on a given album, but still the name of the band from Berlin always comes up.
Well, you know, I guess this comes from and Rammstein and Megaherz are known as maybe as the three founders of Neue Deutsche Härte, because basically we were the three bands who started playing music like this. We were all, I can say it, I know it from Rammstein, they were heavily influenced by Clawfinger, as like we were. And, you know, this is, I'm totally not annoyed, because I mean, you know, you want to, it's a good thing if you make, again, it's a good thing if you make people think about the music and let their minds work and see comparisons and compare this song to another song, or compare this band to another band. And of course they say, oh well, they're not good there because they sound like the others that are bigger, and this sounds like a copy or not, or whatever. It's totally cool.
And you're about to embark on a tour with Combichrist, during which you will also visit Poland. So what can we expect from the Polish show?
A really cool concert, folks. Now definitely come to the shows. We will play the best songs of In Teufels Namen, and of course a mixture of our best songs known from the other albums, from the older ones, and we will definitely have a cool show.
So this will be a co-headlining tour. So will you be exchanging the position of the headliner on the concerts? So in one day the Combichrist will finish, the other Megaherz?
Yes, this would be one possibility. The other would be the possibility to, we were talking about, maybe it's better for Megaherz to be the headliner in the German-speaking shows and in German-speaking countries, and Combichrist in all the other European countries. So that would be, you know, because they have done a lot of European tours, and they have been to all these places before. So that's to me, it would make more sense.
And this is all that I have prepared. So thank you for your time. How many interviews there will be this evening?
There will be just one left. So today is really relaxing. Okay. Yesterday was worse, far worse, and tomorrow won't be very much better. But today it's really, you know, having a beer.
So for the end, you can say something to Polish fans, and maybe invite them to the Polish concert with Combichrist. Okay,
guys, I would love to see you all in our shows, and I guess we will have a great party, and it will be so nice to see you sometimes on the road. Bye-bye.
Okay, again, thank you for your time, and have a good evening.
Thanks to you. Thanks for having me. Bye bye.
Bye.